Control, challenge, and games. We will cover control, how to manage and control you. Challenge, how to challenge yourself. Games, how to change your consideration to make life more enjoyable. When you manage you, then you need to have good control over what you are doing. You also need to keep yourself motivated, and the best way to do this is to give yourself challenges to overcome and at the same time make this a game. This then allows you to overcome difficulties in a systematic way and also gets you to improve yourself constantly, all while playing the game. These definitions coming up are just to whet your appetite. Control. In life, you get to control everything around you. You get to choose if you react to something or not. It is you all the time. If you do not control something, then it really is your choice to not control it. What we are saying is that there are three possibilities. Number one, control something. Number two, choose not to react to something. Number three, choose not to confront something. There is a difference between not reacting to something and not confronting something. Let me explain. If you control something, then you go about controlling it in your way. If you decide that you will not react to something, then you leave it alone. You do not shy away from it or turn away from something, but you choose to not react to whatever it is. When you choose to not confront something, then that is shying away, that is hiding, if you will, from whatever it is. In cases 1 and 2, controlling or not reacting, it was your choice. And you should stay with these two choices, because if you ignore things, then as the cliche goes, they will turn around and bite you. The shying away or not confronting will be dealt with later. We just want you to use points 1 and 2, control something or choose to not react to something. Challenge. A challenge is a task that you can agree to take on if you so wish. The idea is that you need to solve a problem or perform a task, and then you will meet the challenge. When you have solved or met the challenge, then you have grown to some degree. You have become more experienced, and you are then a more successful person than you were previously. Whenever you raise yourself to a challenge, then you will grow in life. It may sound obvious, but challenges build you up for success. You must always challenge yourself. That is to say that you should not be satisfied with just doing a job or a cycle. It needs to be enhanced, optimized, made better, faster, more productive. Looking back, it's a no-brainer. I mean, why would you ever just want to do a task over and over and over again without making it better? This sets up a game for you. There is no need to burn yourself out. Keep the gauge of action going. Just make sure that you don't run it in the red. Take note of the tasks that you are repeating and then do a brainstorm on how you can make these faster, easier, or automate them in some way. What I did was to get hold of a few computers. I now run a few computers at the same time. Some of them have long-running jobs where I need to leave them alone. Then I also have at least 2 running and swap between the 2. There are many ways to solve this type of issue, and in my case, I've done it relatively inexpensive. I'm not telling you to buy multiple computers, but rather just showing you one way of saving time. You need to evaluate for your specific situation. So have some brainstorm time and see how you can improve your situation. We want to free you up from any repeated easy tasks and get you to spend more of your time on creative tasks. The design and implementation of time-saving systems will make things better for you in the long run. Don't ignore an automation or time saver, even if it means initially outlaying more resources. It will pay you back in time later. Games. A game is a viewpoint over a task. Some people may call it a job or work, but if you look from a much higher level, then you can reclassify it as a game. To look at something as a game rather than work gives you so much more control and changes your viewpoint. It steps up your attitude towards a task. When you define tasks in your life as games, then it turns your life around into a positive direction. It really does, and it puts you in the driving seat of life. More on control. You get to control your energy. You're here on this planet, and you get to use a body. The body is, of course, the physical body, but it comes equipped with attention and thinking functions. We can break down the attention into how much time do you spend on putting attention onto things. Let us be more clear. How much thinking and focus will you put into a specific task? This is where you will need to bite the bullet. You only get so much time in the day, and you are in charge of you. So you get to say what is allowed and what is not allowed. That means that you control your focus and your thinking. You control where you will place your attention and for how long. Control of energy really means control of your time. With all of these choices in life, where are you going to spend your time? You get to choose what you spend your time on, what you spend your attention and focus on, where you can focus your thinking and creating. So you get to control the body and your attention and your thinking. Your body, you get one, so you had better use it. It requires some upkeep, some maintenance. If you look after it well, then you get to do many things with it. More importantly, if you look after it, then it does not complain. In other words, it does not hinder you in any way, and you then get to play with your attention and your thinking. If your body is not well, then it will take over your attention and your thinking. If you neglect your body, then you get 2 challenges that pop up. 1, you have a sick or poorly performing body, so now you have to look after it, above the maintenance. So this is double the work. 2, because your body is sick or poorly, then you cannot do many things with your body and in your life. The point is that you really need to understand how your body works so that you can get it into maintenance mode, because then you have a healthy body and get to play many more games without being hindered. Your aim or game with the body is to know how to run it successfully so that it is mainly in maintenance mode. When it is in this state, then you are good to go, because then you can play more advanced games, which we will cover in a moment. The point here is that if you do not have a body in maintenance mode, then you cannot properly control your attention or your thinking. This is because the sick body will take your attention and thinking away from you. So assuming that the body is running well, then we can play attention and thinkingness games. Attention generates thinking. Attention is being able to focus on something for a duration without being interrupted. So if I focus my attention on a 10-minute video for 10 minutes, then I can get the information out of the video. If I focus my attention on a paragraph for the duration of me reading the paragraph, then I will get the meaning of the paragraph. Once the video or paragraph information has been watched or read, then I can focus my thinking on what information I just gathered. The reason for going into this much detail here is because we want to make the connection between your ability to focus on things, in other words, your control of your attention, so that you can influence your thinking. You see, we want to make it absolutely clear that you are in control. You need to allow or not allow your attention to go to certain places. The obvious outcome is that you need to direct your attention towards things that are going to give you positive outcomes and restrict attention or completely stop placing attention towards things that do not benefit you at all. Example: Bill, with good focused attention, allows focus on study material that helps him gain knowledge towards a target. He is a relatively good chef and he wants to gain more information and experience in cooking using nutritious food. So he spends 1 hour per night that he has put aside in studying, reading, and watching documentaries on cooking with nutritious food. Jack, with little to no focused attention, he studies what he wants, reads what he wants, but has no real goal or aim when spending his time. He wastes his time and, even worse, watches things that have absolutely no advantage for his situation in life. When we look back at Bill and Jack, we see two clear outcomes. Bill has acquired sufficient information so that he can now start to implement using nutritious foods in his kitchen. This obviously benefits his kitchen and his restaurant. Jack has very little to show for what he has focused on during this same time period. The summary: so that what you allow your attention to focus on will greatly influence your life going forward, positively or negatively. It is your choice. Attention and your thinking. So attention and thinking are very closely linked. I think it is quite clear that you need to be in control of your attention so that you can then obtain positive information for your life's journey. Once you have this understanding, then you can implement it in your life. But the key here is the control. That is your control. It is your control of your attention and therefore your thinking. Now, what is missing here is the challenge and the games. In your life, you always need to improve yourself. It makes sense that if you achieve something, then the next time around you can achieve something better or more. This is where challenge and games come into play. You need to challenge yourself. We are not looking to burn you out, we just want you to improve yourself. Once you have adapted a successful life system, such as to-do lists, targets, gradients, etc., then you are already very much on the right positive path. But what we want for you next is to allow yourself to improve over time and experience. Put yourself to the challenge of improving yourself just that little bit more. This is especially useful when performing same or similar tasks that occur over and over again. Anyone that exercises works towards doing things better and faster over time. Anyone that runs tasks in a computer sees if there is a script to make things better and faster next time. No matter what the activity is, look toward improving yourself or your methods. You need to make it a game. You need to challenge yourself. Even if it makes the smallest positive change, then you should do it. It makes it more fun. And the bonus is that you get stronger and or more economical from this practice. Recognize that life is actually a game, and in a game, you learn the rules and work out how you can improve your position in the game, which then puts you in the winning direction. Unfortunately, many people do not understand that they can drastically change their direction in life's game from not winning to at least somewhat winning, but they need to face life as a game. So change your direction, but you will not change anything if you don't play the game of life. Life as a game has been a system that I've adopted over my entire life in one way or another. Looking back, there are a multitude of methods that I've either researched or invented for myself. I will share a few concepts with you in a moment, but for now, just get the idea. Get the game going just for yourself to step up to your own challenge for self-improvement. You will not regret it because it is really fun to see how you can and do make things easier in the long run. I'm sure that many of you have already been doing this for some time, but you have not recognized it. Coming up, some very basic ideas that I have implemented in my life. They are by no means revolutionary. They are only presented to get you thinking in that direction so that you can see where you can make similar gains. I am sure that there are many more. Using a text expander when writing documents, Google Text Expander. This helps you type faster and makes it easier when writing documents in emails and Word docs. Car servicing tools to make it faster and easier. I've created a small workshop with various tools to make basic car servicing much faster. I can now service my car like a simple oil change in under 20 minutes without getting dirty or the need to get under the car. The basics of the to-do list to organize my life. See the productivity and your health video. Time management and targets. See Productivity 2 video. Breaking down gradients. Also see Productivity 2 video. You must always challenge yourself. That is to say that you should not be satisfied with just doing a job or a cycle. It needs to be enhanced, optimized, made better, faster, more productive in some way. Looking back, it's a no-brainer. I mean, why would you ever just want to do a task over and over and over again without making it better? This sets up a game for you. There is no need to burn yourself out. Keep the gauge of Confront going. Just make sure that you don't run it in the red. Now to pick up on not confronting something. This was brought up in the beginning of this video. If you ignore something that is bothering you and in your way, if you need to deal with something, then you need to confront it head on and actually deal with it. You should never just ignore it when you know that it needs to be resolved. This will then be labeled as a negative thought. Negative thoughts need to be managed. There has been a video specifically created for this subject matter. It is called Positive and Negative Thought. You should look this up and watch it because it goes through the ways that you can confront your negative thoughts. In most cases, these can be handled, or at worst, they are written down so as to take them and deal with them later. Here's the take-home. You have control over you. So you get to direct your life in a positive, productive way or negative, non-productive and wasteful way. There are ways that you can make your life better and more fun. We are very fortunate to live in an age where so many things are available to us. Many of these things, like life improvements, are available at our fingertips here on the internet. Use your time wisely and research ways to improve and enhance your life. Use this channel to find tools to put in a successful living system, or just keep on researching on the net. I wish you well in your life's journey to self-improvement. Best regards from Lots of Healing.